Actually not seen them drop a single match on the green side.
It's true, yeah, we haven't seen that yet. Undefeated.
Okay, starting to see the bans come through. Sejuani gonna be denied again by Bro. They're banning the Callisto this time, which is not something that was actually given a... It was given a look in second rotation in the last time, so... Viband, probably... Gwen?
Yeah, I think Gwen is definitely a good look. Especially when you're trying to summon the Morgan Renekton. You gotta make sure Gwen is not there.
Yes.
So that he can play Renekton.
You want them to somehow mind control ZEUS into picking Ambessa, because that's a good matchup for Renekton. You just have to will it, okay?
He might do it. Probably not on the red side. Remember what I said at the beginning of the space? Or not the space, what? The series?
I do remember. Maybe
I'll also need a little power nap, you know?
Maybe you should remind everyone.
I said that once HANWHA move over to the red side, then you give ZEUS counter pick.
Yeah.
If he wants it.
You did say that.
So that's very scary.
You do have a... Well, at what stage does he stop being newborn? Is he still newborn? Is it still classed as newborn?
I think he's infant.
Okay, well, you have an infant, so you know a lot about power napping.
Yes.
It's a
I do it. He does it. My wife does it. We're all just power napping all the time whenever we have time.
Yep, no extended
That's the way it goes.
Okay, 380 carry bans. Vara's taken away as well. So a lot of priority for denying those picks. Renekton first pick would be a bad choice, but I would respect it. Xin Zhao comes through. Talia was left open, that was banned last time. That's the only... So Xin Zhao and Talia are the picks that were banned last time by HLE, and we see Xin Zhao's gone through. Wouldn't surprise me if HLE want to prioritize the Talia themselves. Especially, we've seen Azir and we've seen Ari gone away. There is still like the Victor, which is pretty popular. I feel like both mid and top, there's like the top 4 picks, and then there's like... Wait! That's the wrong team! He's just taking it! You're not allowed to do that? I'm gonna be honest, if we want to see the level 16 Renekton do 1 million damage...
How low can it go?
We're probably better off with ZEUS having it. Oh, Renekton, Yone, they're locked in. I mean, surely, look. If you're an expert on Renekton, surely Morgan knows all about Renekton counters. He must have something up his sleeve, right?
Surely. I mean, he might, actually.
Well, I mean, Jax is pretty high value against double auto attack and solo lanes. Closer Akali's pretty hype. Maokai from Peanut, everyone's just locking in what they want to play. Let's be real. This is just what champion do you enjoy? The Renekton Nidalee? Go ahead.
Hold them in place, and then you hit them with a spear.
Renekton Jungle Nidalee top? No, it's definitely not that, but that would be very funny. Very bad, but very funny. Yeah, it's going to be Renekton Nidalee. We've seen this a million times before, but not for a while. Morgan probably not going to have a good time, but he does have the counter-strike, which will make it a bit more difficult for them to ruin his fun. Very explosive first 2 picks from both sides.
Yeah. I feel like Pro are not going to back down.
I'm going to say, though...
They're picking closers, Akali, you know?
Triple melee, right?
Yeah.
Renekton, I've talked about it extensively, the buffs, which was ult damage, particularly at level 16. He's going to melt everyone who comes close to him. It's going to happen.
Yeah. It's not the boom boom damage. It's the burn damage.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. It's not Rumble, but it's Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, HLE definitely wants some CC to sync up with their Nidalee. We've seen Alistair banned away. Rel is still available. Leona has other options. We'll see what they want to go for. MF and Lulu banned away. Ashe kind of remaining as like the last longer range auto attack, although Ashe priority is lower than the others.
Kai'Sa needs a look.
Yeah, I think Kai'Sa value pretty high. I think a Kai'Sa ban makes sense here. They go for the Ashe ban.
Well,
if you want choice and support, you could just pick Rel, especially since Alistair is gone, and then you could pick Kai'Sa on 5. But they might take the Kai'Sa themselves, so maybe just lock the Kai'Sa on 4.
Depends on how high they think the value is.
It also means,
very high.
Like, I don't think you need it because you have a Nidalee, but you do have a little bit of magic damage even with a crit build, so...
Yep, slots in very nicely with their comp. And they'll forgo the top supports.
On the side of Bro, you can't go Zaya here because it's already been taken away. Lucian?
Okay. All right, that's a choice you can make. Lucian Braum.
We haven't seen Lucian for a while. This is like the OG lane they used to play. I'm not a huge fan. They did do a fair few buffs to Lucian to try and push him back in the meta, but nothing has really stuck that hard.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the meta for a very long time. And he hasn't had a long-standing career in the meta. We haven't seen enough Lucian.
Well, it was specifically with Nami, you know. No one wants to see that anymore. Nico's interesting. Obviously, it's...
Well, we'll see as we hop to the rip for game 2.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다. 미니언 생성까지 30초 남았습니다.
Yeah, it is Hextech, right?
I think it is, yeah.
Oh,
why is Yone taller than everyone else on his team? Is it because Renekton has bad posture?
Yeah, because Renekton's all like leant over, and
Yeah.
Yone does that standing up thing with the two swords.
So that's why you need good posture.
Yeah, posture check. Anyone at home, you gotta sit up straight, real straight. You're allowed to lean in a little bit if you're locked in, like Chovy was last series.
미니언들이 생성되었습니다.
Yeah. Posture is important. I tell myself before I sit down at the computer, and I have horrible posture for hours on end.
Rest in peace, you're back.
Yeah, it's the way it goes.
You're just trying to cosplay Renekton. His posture is pretty bad.
I'm okay with it.
Whenever he's in lane, he's always like leaning over. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Akali also. If you look at Akali, that can't be comfortable to spend the whole game like bent over like that.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult.
Yone definitely posture diffing every champion in the game.
He's got great posture, actually. Look at him.
Great pose.
You see how he walks around with his two swords? It's like he's perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
And then look at Renekton.
Oh my god, his back must be so much pain.
He's bent over so far.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So, Jax, when he's in his Counter-Strike, he's still going to be hit by the Renekton Dominus damage, but it's halved, right? So you take less damage from AoE.
It's not half. I think it's like 25% less.
Oh, really? That's it?
Yeah. It's not a major amount less. Uh-oh.
That was he was just farming aura.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, playing into double range, does range melee never fun early. Need some levels before they can really start to pose a threat. Pose are definitely feeling at home on the Akali, but a good amount of back and forth. That's the thing, it's like a lot of matchups, you put pressure on Yone and the level 3 can offer pressure back. Akali just doesn't have that much pressure in general. Unless you hit your Shuriken, which Poser did. Oh. Okay.
Zeka does not care.
Yeah, he does also have Grasp, and will have Second Wind because he's got Resolve, and has Doran's Shield. This is the hallmark of the Yone, is that it doesn't even matter if you lose the trade.
I mean, Yone sometimes has a hard time in like range matchups early, and then eventually doesn't care at all because of that same thing, but into melee, he's just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you get ahead on Akali and you land a Shuriken, you can follow the soul back that was unbound, and then maybe you kill him. You have a lot of mobility to follow up.
Remember when Akali had a stun?
Yeah.
Remember when you could shroud in the towers?
Yes, I remember.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What a time.
We've come a long way. We've come back to this discussion about, remember how broken these champs were?
Yeah, I always think it's an interesting discussion.
Except Akali's a lot less meta than some others that are still meta regardless of all the nerfs.
Remember the Lucian meta when they nerfed his range, but they made it so he could dash, like he was just ice skating for a patch? That was a crazy time.
Yeah. It's all about iteration, improving slowly over time. Not able to do it all at once. And if you need to, that's what hotfixers are for. But sometimes they don't get hotfixed.
Yeah.
Closer's still doing pretty well.
I'd have gone in that, I'm not gonna lie. And then he would have tornadoed me and I would have died.
And the jungler would be there.
Oh, they're always there when I go in.
And the support.
Typical. It's just how it is.
The Renekton roams from top.
Why is the Renekton in the brush? Why didn't my top laner ping?
This is going to be pretty difficult for Peanut to really do much to Closer. He's just going to harass, help push him in.
Yeah, maybe also attack him a bit with red buff. Oh,
get him a good back timing.
He is up in farm.
Or Zeka's just going to go back in after Closer tanks a bunch. Peanut can just come back. Help push the next
He gives him a heal and pushes the weight. Ah, man, I hate junglers so much.
That's not fair, actually.
It's so... Closer's working hard here.
Oh, Paulo. That's the heal. And immediately Hype taking a bunch of damage for that as well. So this bottom lane is going pretty well, all things considered.
Yep, they got pressure.
And Hype is still keeping up in terms of CS, but yeah, your Lucian Braum, you want to be looking for kills potentially. They're not really having an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you are going to be really strong with skirmishes, but you need like an all-in angle before you get poked down. And you can see from the items, they've already recalled once, gotten items, come back, and they've been poked down again.
It's not an easy time. At least Closer finally pushed in that wave.
He got there in the end.
Yeah.
And Morgan, a little bit behind in terms of farm. ZEUS having a pretty fun time with Renekton. Note that ZEUS TP top. Get there as soon as possible, get as much farm. Morgan just walked back and saved the TP.
What do you think he's saving it for?
So he can teleport somewhere.
It's very insightful, Ox. Thank you.
that's why I'm the analyst.
That's why. Okay.
Maybe it's so you can go for a really heavy trade with ZEUS and then recall and TP back.
Yeah.
Or maybe they want to go for Dragon. Because they're not going for grubs, I'll tell you that much.
I mean, they might just get it anyway because Peanut's doing the grubs.
Yeah.
So the TP for Dragon Angle is not really
maybe
a thing.
somewhat non-essential, and you're now 20 CS down.
You lost a bunch of CS. Maybe saving your TP for, you know, coming back, you're taking a good trade, and then TPing back. But now you're low again, and you can't really TP now because your wave's coming in, and maybe you're even in danger of getting dove.
He's thinking of an angle where he can TP the back door, you know, end the game.
I'm sure he'd like to end the game.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he does with his teleport. Right now, Peanut's just stealing away these jungle camps. And unfortunately, Handback is going to find that out as he walks into his jungle. And there are no jungle camps.
Yeah. I mean, Morgan's playing very safely because he knows, okay, gonna get out this time, but the ult comes through from Closer as well. Yeah, and now it's Renekton Italy. Nice flash. As Peanut wants to continue on it, though, as he has to flash out. ZEUS was tanking the turret, and so Peanut was like, okay, I guess I'll try, but he got stunned.
You know what that was?
Oh.
That was Biscuit's dip. Because I actually think if Morgan had stayed the same HP after his E, Peanut could have just finished him off with a Q. Oh.
Okay. Didn't see him in the bush. A little sneaky hide on bush tech.
Gotta be cautious. That passive stacking so quick with his combo. And now you're starting to see Hype and Apollo getting a bit more lane pressure here. And they come back off a base and they have high HP. It's harder to chip them down. Those are some positive moves for Bro overall.
Yeah. We did see this in game number 1 as well. I think there was even a bigger lead for them.
There's a lot of people pay their bro tax at the start of the game.
Yeah.
And then they slack later. Like, how many people are going to just middle of the game go, oh, bro tax? Unless we tell them, of course.
Yeah. Now a bunch of people are going to do it only because we told them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we need the consistent tax. Otherwise,
well, that's the thing. If
you can't just assume other people are paying.
That's the thing. If you're late on your taxes and you just pay them because the tax agency tells you to, they're often going to give you a fine.
Yeah.
The whole amount isn't going to get through to where you want it to be. In this situation, right, if you pay on your own volition, you know, you're going to end up giving more benefits to Bro.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to get at.
You don't want to be hunted down by the Bro RS.
Yeah.
They're pretty scary.
They are pretty intimidating.
Yeah. And so is ZEUS. Taking
a lot of Giga Chads in the Bro RS.
Yeah.
Would you believe?
They're very strong over there. I hear they're part of the 1,000-pound club.
Oh.
And you would know about pounds because you're British.
I do.
Yeah. And so does Degon because he also lifts very heavy weights. He doesn't look very happy though.
I wonder why.
Yeah. I mean, at least he's still a Giga Chad.
He came in here today, like me. He's like, Renekton buffed. It's Morgan's time to shine. and then he's met with this.
He's met with ZEUS playing Renekton.
What a sick joke.
It's the biggest spit in the face of all time. I can't believe ZEUS actually did it. He's getting stunned, and HANWHA is going to connect eventually as there's that damage coming through. The spear also going to land on the HANWHA to heal as well, but they eventually do take out the Renekton. And there you go. That's what happens when you take away Morgan's Renekton. Zeka ulting in, misses, and gonna go on bounds, but in a bit of trouble himself. Looking for the kill, instead he just dies. And Alpina maybe gonna try to clean this up. And okay, gets one. Looking for another, but the counter-strike comes down. And okay, he gets two, but Closer picks up the final kill. And now it's 2-0 on the Akali.
Started terribly for HLE. Not so bad with the cleanup that came through, but yeah, unfortunately ZEUS not getting a huge amount of value here. Counter-strike comes in, so he can't do much. And I'm sorry to tell you, Brendan, but the ult damage was only buffed at level 11 and 16.
Oh.
This is the regular damage.
Oh no.
Just not doing enough.
The regular old damage.
Yeah, and then Peanut trying to get something done. Zeka misses the ult, unbinds, tries to kill Morgan, fails, tries to kill HANWHA, fails, dies. And then here, Peanut, look, I'm not gonna lie, this could have gone so easily gone wrong, but I would not have respected Peanut as a man if he hadn't gone for this. So he does, and he gets kills. Even if he'd failed, I think, you know, you have to go for it. And now looking for HANWHA here.
I mean, HANWHA's gonna get one grub, but I don't know about the rest. Looks like HANWHA are looking at 5. HANWHA Life. Pick up 5 grubs here.
Good grubbing. And Closer, he got 2 kills now, so he's in a pretty strong position on this Akali.
He's got double buff.
Level 9 as well when your Q is maxed. You're so strong.
Yeah. Well, ZEUS behind on CS and behind on gold. The one, or not ZEUS, Zeka. I'm not the only one to make that mistake, as I think you guys might have seen in the weekly lulls. But yeah, he's behind. We'll see how he does on the Yone, who got his own set of nerfs last patch, I think.
This patch,
or was it this patch?
W damage got reduced.
It's just we've been on this patch for a couple of weeks now.
No, we're on a new patch now. We're on 2508.
Was it this patch? I thought he got.
No, this patch. We went into a new patch this week, and he got and he got his W damage nerfed because before they changed it so the CC carried through when Soul binds.
Yeah.
And then they buffed it so his crit damage wasn't reduced anymore to compensate.
Ah, I see.
But he still ended up pretty strong, so they nerfed his W damage.
So now it's another nerf. Okay.
Yeah. But the crit damage one was weird because it doesn't really do anything. Because when is the last time you've seen a Yone build crit? Let's be real. Like eventually they get it.
Yeah.
But like so late. Oh, Morgan.
Oh, this is a 2-man gank. Morgan is going to flash out. Nicely done. That Nico gonna get a lot of value though.
Morgan has a deep understanding of Renekton.
Okay. Peanut flashes away. He gets out. There's the flash on down, and now Morgan's in a ton of trouble. Will lands this counter-strike, but I don't think he's getting out of this one. Hops over to the plant. Made it look a little interesting, but not going to last.
I definitely think he didn't need to do that.
We got a big dive now. Zeka flashes out. Comes in. Paul is dead. Zeka says, thank you very much.
That was slick. That was so slick there from Zeka. This is why you don't let him get Yone. This guy's just built different on this champ.
And now we've got a Croc behind enemy lines. He's going to find Lucian. Going to do a bunch of damage eventually. Hype tries to dash away. Peanut comes over. The spear nearly lands. The culling, not doing a whole lot. And ZEUS gets out alive with the kill.
Yeah, didn't even have his ult. Just able to land all the damage, get it down, able to pick up Hype even with the barrier. And even with the spear not connecting from Peanut. Good moves from ZEUS there. I want to see that Yone play again. There we go, as I say it. So, ends up having the tornado stacked up here. Uses it to try and clear out the wave. Stacks it up again with the first Q there, then the second Q over here. Goes back, flashes, gets the knock up onto the Braum, and then ults away so there's no follow-up.
What if he just ulted in and killed them both?
I don't think it necessarily would have killed them both, because I don't think it would have put aggro onto him immediately. I think it would have just potentially let him die.
He should have done it.
Would have been cool.
I wanted to see that. not impressed.
Yeah. Triple kill or nothing? Is that
Zeka's better than that, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's good enough. to do that. Still behind on gold, even after that play. 5 plates did go to the RENEKTON, it looks like, although not all of them. So some split gold with the bottom lane, looks like.
Oh, yeah, that was the big impact of those couple of plays. Making a big difference. ZEUS now level 11, so his ult damage is slightly buffed. I know it
is larger, yes.
That's the buffs that came through.
Number is larger.
There's a moderate buff at level 11 and a big buff at level 16.
So Morgan still doesn't have flash, but with the Braum here, it looks like they don't want to overcommit. Bit of damage into ZEUS, looking for the stun, but he just backs away.
Yeah.
HANWHA comes over, says hello, walks away.
There's, we'll get the cannon. We'll get all the minions, actually.
He's joviing real hard.
He is doing a lot of that farming thing on RENEKTON. He knows the late game power, right? That's what he's here for.
He tasted being up 2 levels last game, so he wants to make sure.
That's what he does want. Although he's not really, he's like half a level up in this game.
Yeah. But he needs to get fed so he can get more kills.
Just
so
picked up a dick.
Huh.
He is trying to pump out that damage. I wonder what he's going to build. I mean, Prowler's Claw was the OG, which obviously doesn't exist anymore, apart from in Arena.
Which you play a lot.
Yes. Very fun.
So, it exists for you.
Yeah. I'm allowed to have fun with it. You're not.
How about a Yomu's? Oh, we're going in on this one. Zeka in a lot of trouble. He can't get out. So he looks cool. He's got great posture, but he's dead. Very unfortunate for him.
He'll fare better in the long run because of the posture impact on his spine, but in the short-term play, he did die.
I don't know about this for ZEUS. He's spending a lot of time just getting whacked by a Jax. Delight with the rocket belt is actually gonna get himself some space away from that one. Palu kind of just running into them. Knows he's got a door to hold up. So he's got kind of a straight up 4v3 here with Zeka not in the fight. No TP for him either. But meanwhile, this bottom lane is going very heavily towards ZEUS. And now Delight going to go for the knockup, but a nice disengage from Palu. But Delight is going to go down as well. Trader supports. Peanut desperately wanted that Rift Herald, and it's not going to happen. Instead, he will pay with his life. And, well, that's what happens when you disrespect them. You will get punished, as in goes Zeka.
So
gonna miss everything just by a small margin. And still Yone almost gets the kill.
Man, hype. Oh, no. Just surviving there. If you get hit by either the tornado or the ultimate, you are dead. Bro coming out pretty favorably in that passage of play, getting the Herald as well. Some mistakes, I think. Well, firstly, this mistake from Zeka, where he decided to exist. And then queued in, I think. Didn't expect the jungler to be here.
Yeah.
And also queued in at the end there. So if he had a queue to get away here, I think he could have gotten out. Multiple ways he could have gotten out. Didn't expect the jungler to be there. And here, Palu with a little bit of an oopsie here. He could have survived, so he's quite low on mana, and then he shields the wrong way. Would have saved him. But unfortunately, handback pipe, those two just chased down their opponents. Able to pick up the Nidalee here, and then Zeka stacks up the tornado and just doesn't manage to connect anything there.
Yeah, it was a 3v4 that they did not have to fight, but they wanted to.
They were just feeling it, you know.
Yeah. Well, they're probably in a bit of pain after that one. Still maintaining a lead of about 2,000, but a couple of Drakes over to Bro. They have the feats of strength on top of it. They get the mid-tier 1 with this Rift Herald. Maybe a chance at getting a third Drake. So Bro are still in this game. Yes, I mean, their side lane is an issue. Not this one, the other one. And now Bro gonna start up this Drake. They really want to get this Mountain Soul points. We'll see if they can do that. Closer gonna get some healing. Some spears coming through. Hambach. That's actually a lot of damage. Flash on in. They want to take down the Akali, and it nearly works out. Closer gets out into his shroud, and then eventually just dies. Peanut goes in, takes him out with one swipe of the claw, and Morgan just gonna stun ZEUS and back away.
ZEUS still held his ultimate throughout there. Viper's his as well. Peanut getting some good poke. I think right now, Bro, you can't really contest this. And it looks like they are just going to back away. good at kills, but mid for support, especially with how fed Closer is, HLE always favored in that situation.
That was a pretty interesting fight. I want to watch it back.
Yeah, so get the spear initially. The ult value for Delight pretty big. They focus down onto the Akali, who does only just survive. And Delight goes down for his engage. Peanut just swipes in the Shroud, takes him out. You've lost your Akali. So many ults have been burned. And again, ZEUS is half HP. He still has his ult. Nidalee can heal people up. It was the right call from Bro to back out after that.
Yeah, still feels pretty bad. You know, they were set up on that one, but...
Edge of Night, Renekton.
Edge of Night. I feel like the Korean side just noticed this at the same time. I'm hearing a lot of
Yeah.
I mean, you
block an ability.
You block an ability, yeah. I mean, it's just like a survivability item when you're already very survivable, which isn't really a word, but we use it all the time.
There's some games I'm like, yes, you absolutely want an edge. Like things like Edge and Night are really valuable for what they block. I don't look at Bro's lineup and think, oh, there's like a key ability that you need to prevent. Because the thing is, it's so easily procced as well. Like, you know, a Kali Q or a Lucian W or Q can easily proc it. Like, if it blocks a Braum Q, it can be a lot of value, right? Yeah. But, yeah, look.
Or, like, if Morgan flashes in with Counter-Strike?
I mean, yeah, but maybe just don't do that.
Just really reaching here, you know?
Yeah.
Again, I maybe just wants to survive a bit more.
Yeah, but, you know, he could have built...
Or maybe he accidentally built a Dirk thinking he was playing Jace, and he was like, wait, what do I make with this? He's like, I guess I'll just make this item.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what value you can get. He's level 14 now. 2 levels from the final ascendancy.
Yeah.
The maximum, the 240 base damage plus 10% bonus AD ult. Burn. I just want to see him cook people.
Well, Renekton's very good at that. He's a renowned chef. Morgan in a bit of trouble here. He is getting poked down and just dies. Okay, well, Viper goes over the wall and takes him out, and they're just running away from a Kai'Sa who's getting free damage. And nobody's able to do anything. In goes Closer finally. And, well, the zoning ult from Delight wasn't so good. Nice flash from HANWHA, but they're getting away. And we got a crying Dagon now. He's not liking this one. Zeka goes in and finally gets the kill onto the Akali, but he does die at the end.
Yeah, I think that final tower hit was what finished him up. Oh! You can see Polo blocking the line of sight, so wouldn't be able to hit. But now, Ruinous Arakan going to be picked up by HLE with a lot of experience to be gained for Flowers. Close to level 16. Anyway, Morgan in an uncomfortable position here. Could have jumped out. Could have jumped out. Didn't jump out. And then here, I think Polo... shielded direction.
He's having trouble with that shield. It's pretty heavy.
Yeah. And then, you know, they managed to kill ZEUS pretty quickly. Apparently Edge of Night not saving him that effectively. And then here, you can see he's trying to get the damage and closer so it kills. Then he's going for hype. And I think last tower hit comes through. And unfortunately, does end up going down. But it's a nice attempt.
It's pretty funny that Viper just the whole game has kind of just been hanging out. And then he just has this one moment where
he clicks his buttons.
He plays it well, but like he's just given like a free moment to just absolutely rain hell on them.
Yeah.
They didn't even realize he was in the game.
So they got the Arakan, they got a bunch of flowers, and as a result, you got like a whole level lead.
Yeah.
In the top lane, Morgan is about to hit 14.
Peanut's level 15.
Yeah. Like over a level lead for Peanut, level lead for Zeka. Actually, not really, because Close is about to hit 15. But still, a decent amount of XP advantage. And all these Mountain Dragons they pick up, Mountain Dragon's one of the strongest individual dragons. Even though they lowered the armor and MR, like the percentage it gets, they lowered it. It's still pretty substantial, and every champion benefits from it, even whether or not you build a lot of armor and MR. So that, and then boosted by the Ruinous Arakan, does make a big difference. Especially if you purchase, like, I don't know, an Edge of Night.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, he's got a lot of AD,
it does give health, you know?
Yeah, it gives health, again, survivability. survivableness, you know?
It does block spells occasionally.
Very important. Okay, there you go. Another blocked spell.
Imagine if that W had hit him instead. Like, imagine.
Game changing.
Yes.
Well, we're fighting over the Mountain Drake. That is very clear for both of these teams. Morgan wants to run, but he could just TP. Okay, there we go. And a TP on in. Delight has the angle. He's spotted, though, so they know.
Well, he's just looking for a flank, but he's spotted on wards.
Yeah, he's spotted over there. Bit of damage comes in already from Zeka. But they're a bit scared about this Akali flank. And now Delight is just a minion. What is that minion doing over there? And, well, he's just going to pop his ult. He does get two of them, and he's got Viper coming in as well. And they just turned on the two of them that tried to kill a measly old minion. And now ZEUS is just going to die. Not going to do much in that fight, but he is a tank for the team. And very low health bars. Hype is doing a lot, actually, but eventually does get taken out. And the hype does not last very long. HLE win the fight, and they get another Mountain Drake.
Yeah, very scrappy, very weird start to the fight where it's just, hey, there's a minion there. Why is there a minion there? But they end up trying to come out to Delight, but Delight gets so much value in the turnaround with this ult. They're not able to finish him in time. The route that comes after the follow-up is perfect. ZEUS feels very squishy. Not particularly convinced here.
It's just survivability item.
Yeah, and Hype, you know, he gets a good amount of gold there with the follow-up. Unfortunately, HLE will just do Baron.
Yeah, just two-manning Baron here. You can do that when you have an Italy on your team. Viper spawns, and he gets it. Level 16 for Peanut now.
ZEUS is about to hit 16. It's about to happen. I'm waiting for this, Brendan.
He's going to get it after his jungler.
And now he's gone last with... What is this for?
I think he's just clicking on random items and saying, well, this is good. It's got AD on it, you know? I'm going to burn them with my ult.
I feel like he could have just gone Black Cleaver. I'm going to be real, you know.
But that wouldn't be as fun.
This is going to be the point where someone says to me, actually, this is like a new legitimate RENEKTON build. It's like, okay, you know.
That'll happen. There's a Masters player on EU West. He plays it all the time. Why don't you know? Morgan's dead.
Yeah, he's already dead.
You're not getting away from that. I mean, he didn't even flash.
I mean, I'm certain ZEUS is going to do a lot of damage if he gets on top of a single target. I just think in terms of team fighting power, maybe less so than you'd hope.
Yeah, I think I heard one of the Korean commentators saying Jax is supposed to be a counter to AD champions.
Yeah.
In exasperation, he said, knowing that, well, he's not doing very well into the Kai'Sa this game.
He's having a rough time, you know. I don't even know what to say. And Zeka is kind of just doing what he wants at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like he must have done so much damage this game. I mean, Peanut's probably going to have the most damage.
Peanut?
I actually think Peanut's done tons, just throwing speed.
Yeah, I mean, he did, yeah.
But Zeka just keeps getting these heavy trades. Yeah.
You don't see junglers picking it up very often.
And traps and stuff, like traps just do so much.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Oh.
It's Zeka.
Okay,
actually, Peanut
Zeka
is number 5. So honestly, we're very wrong.
Did on his team. Okay, I mean, Zeka, I was thinking Zeka was getting a lot of these heavy trades. But, you know, Viper also doing a lot of damage. A lot of people doing damage.
I think we're very in tune with the production today.
Yeah.
Like, we want to see this, and then the replay comes up.
Very insane.
Everything is working out really well.
You need to hit more spears, Peanut, if you want to do more damage.
He hit too many early on, you know, he fulfilled his quota. So now he's like, well, I think I've done enough. But Delight's going to hit the turret. Zoning ults, not allowing them to get in. Meanwhile, ZEUS, ton of damage, and that backline just dies.
Guys.
Well, we got a Zhonya's here for Peanut, and in they go, looking for Viper. Just going to ult to the top, but can they take him down? Morgan just going to get burned down as the flash comes out from Viper, and he creates the space he needed to survive. And now it's a 4v4, which looks a lot less likely than the 5v4 we just had for Bro. And ZEUS is just a passenger in this game, you know? He's just having fun.
He really doesn't want POM. You know, I feel like after that game 1, everyone was like, it's totally...
Say, I really don't want to do an interview tonight. Yeah. Not feeling it.
Delight hits the turret, and then ZEUS just gets absolutely melted here. I really wanted to see the level 16 ult value with the chain. We didn't get to see it. We didn't get to see it. He just died. And then here, this got a little bit scrappy. But Zeka just does 1 million damage, so it doesn't really matter.
I do still think that Renekton, he's fringe, but he's played often enough that this buff will mean we'll see him more.
Ah, yes, he has a Serelda's.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He had it in the last fight, too. It didn't do a whole lot.
Imagine if he had, like, Black Cleaver Sterak's.
Yeah, that would just be too normal, Ox. That's not very fun.
Imagine if he just didn't die immediately when the enemy team looked at him. He's 3k gold up on the Jax, and it feels like he dies quicker.
Yeah, I mean, having 4 deaths is pretty funny in this game.
Anyway.
He's got the survivability item.
He also has 2 Mountain Dragons with Ruinous, so he's like, there's no excuse.
No! Okay, he blocked the Braum Q, though.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah. The light, like, coming in from the jungle as a minion, he's like, this isn't sus at all. And they're just going to back
Maybe the
away.
minion just got lost. He's trying to get home.
It's possible. I don't see an Anivia in this game, though, so
yeah.
A little bit weird. Zeka, I mean, okay, that's a lot of damage, actually. I mean, it's still Lucian Akali, right? It's still a lot of burst. And yes, they're very far behind, but you still have to respect the burst.
Yeah.
Just take the Mountain Drake.
I think that's the right call. Just keep stacking the Drakes. You have Ruinous as well. Get tankier and tankier.
We would never see anyone lose with Ruinous. So that would never happen.
Most of your team is starting to build a good amount of resistances. Not ZEUS, but the other people, you know?
He's got a null magic mantle and plated steel caps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got some good base stats, don't worry about it. This is, you know what this has done? This has made POM so much harder, because after game 1, I'm like, it's easily ZEUS, right?
Yeah.
But after game 2, no way. I feel like everyone else was a little bit more muted in game 1.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of a hard vote.
It's become so difficult.
POG was much easier.
Why do you have to do this to me, ZEUS?
I think it's not ZEUS.
Not anymore.
Even with his game 1.
His Jace game was crazy.
Although nobody's really standing out as much as he did in game 1.
Zek has been kind of crazy. Even though the score doesn't necessarily reflect it, he has been kind of crazy this
Yeah.
And in game 1, he did play as Azir, which was fine.
Viper going 1v5. Gonna Zonya's. I don't know if that saves him, though. Okay, the ult comes out. It will save him for now. Creates the space, and the stun comes in, and he lives. Meanwhile, Zeka just dies, and so will ZEUS. Eventually, nearly takes out Hype there, actually, on the backside of that. Oh! Well, no ults. I don't think they can do Baron.
Yeah, not against the poke that comes out from Viper. Remember, it's that AP Kai'Sa, so a lot of poke available in the Ws, and they will just back away.
So kind of an incon. Yeah.
The thing is,
no.
The thing is, if it's just a ward on you, fair enough. If it's just a ward on you, fair enough. There were minions there. You can't even claim, oh, well, I didn't know I was warded. There was minions there. There was minions right next to you. Of course he knows what. You're playing Lucian as well. You can just dash. You can just dash. You can just dash. You just like, oh, man.
Can we get a replay of that moment?
I need to see that again. Okay, well, yeah, Viper's in a bit of trouble, but he's able to ult out again. Zeka just gets absolutely melted. ZEUS goes in, does a lot of damage, and unsurprisingly, dies. You see the ticks coming through?
Yeah.
You know, you're starting to see what I'm talking about, right? Don't answer that.
All right, let's see it.
Look, the minions, he knows the minions are there!
Says, oh, really? Come on. I mean, he saw it. He even put the shot down. Maybe he wasn't looking directly at the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
I don't know what else he'd be looking at.
Maybe someone held up a really funny sign at that exact moment, and he had to go and take a look. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty rough. I mean, he's had a good game so far. That was pretty rough, if I'm going to be honest, from Hype. Bit of a goof up.
At least he's ahead on gold.
Yeah, Pina having a pretty good Nidalee game so far.
Yeah, Pina's trying to make a case for himself.
As POM, yeah.
I think his Poppy was okay. It is Peanut Poppy. You know, a little narrative point in there.
He did do some popping off? I don't know.
Offing?
Yeah.
Offing-y?
Please, Brendan. Let's try and decipher ZEUS' build a little bit more now.
I don't want to. Hey, at least he has resistances now.
Yeah.
some extra. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what he's trying to do here. And I think he's just dead again. He's going to live for a decent amount of time, though, as they don't quite have the damage. And there's the Brawl, but in goes Delight, and in goes Viper as well, straight into the Zhonya's. But it might just be enough with the wallets. Viper getting incredibly low. They're so desperately trying to kill him. HANWHA finally gets the job done. But I just don't think it's enough. They're down too much gold at this point. It's more than 10K. A triple kill for Peanut. And Viper stole away the 1 kill onto Hype. So it's only a Quadra, no Penta tonight. As Peanut does pick up the Quadra. But that will be the end of the game. As HANWHA Esports will take the 2-0, unsurprisingly tonight, over Bro.
Yeah, pretty... It's felt like the game was a little goofy, a little back and forth. A lot of kills there for Bro.